LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. You see the freeway signs lit up on your way in tonight, Drew?
Click it or ticket. Buckle up.
Buckle up.
We know they can be lit.
Yeah. They're never lit to tell you about anything that you'd like to know about. But if you do pass under one with your seatbelt on, you'll be reminded that your seatbelt is on.
Or if
I'll actually pop it off and then pop it back on again just to act like I'm doing something.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Amber Alerts, of course.
The Amber Alerts,
Course,
right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And then
That's it.
Traffic alerts at 3 a.m. At distant cities in San Diego.
Yeah. All I'm saying is as far as the city and the traffic goes out here in Los Angeles, it's a dismal place to drive. Everything is about slow it down and be careful. And in a city that has the most congestion of any city in the country, the slow it down decree seems borderline retarded.
Irresponsible.
Yeah, slow it down, take it easy, and put your seatbelt on. It should be shake your ass, mach schnell. Let's go. Let's get it going now. Let's move it. Let's hustle. That's what we need. I don't know.
Move it or remove it.
And by the way, hustling is a great thing in all other facets of life.
Yes.
When it comes to sports, when it comes to business,
professions,
school, anything. Oh, that guy hustles.
Yeah.
Nobody hustles.
Yeah.
This guy's 110%. Never stops moving. Doesn't know half speed. No,
it's a virtue.
It's 100. It's a virtue. Hustle is virtue.
Except
for when you get in your car, then you become a maniac.
if you hustle.
If you hustle, kiss my hustling ass. I want to get places faster.
It's discriminatory, isn't it, against people who are hustling?
You're punished for being efficient behind the wheel.
Because then the guy that honks at you is the good citizen.
Right.
Well done.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to hustle, ironically, only when I'm driving.
Yeah,
I get home, the pants come off, the TV goes on, and the hustling stops.
Yeah, strangely.
All right, so click it or ticket. And by the way, that is a 4 in advertising terms.
You know, they used my voice for that whole thing.
They did? Is that you?
Unknown to me.
Oh, really? That's you on TV?
No, not on TV, but the radio. I got this.
I've heard it.
I've got our buddy Max calls and goes, hey, would you just read this for me? We're going to work with the Highway Patrol. Just want to see how you do this. And then I hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
What?
I got one for the Highway Patrol. It's not quite as clever as click it or ticket, and it doesn't have the flow. I'm still working it out. It's a little rough around the edges. But how about you pussy stop writing chicken-ass tickets and let us effing live our lives and continue paying your goddamn salaries?
Now, that's not the Highway Patrol so much as the individual cities. Yeah?
That's the cities. That's Burbank and the Highway Patrol.
Yeah.
I know it's not quite as clean as click it or ticket.
What is it again? Hey, you pussies.
How about you pussies?
How about you pussies?
Stop writing chicken-ass tickets and let us get from point A to point B in our cars with these 140-mile-an-hour speed-rated tires, crumple zones, side impact crush areas, and assisted anti-lock brake situations. All right? How about you just leave us alone and let us drive, and then you go ahead and worry about the crazy Samoan guys that commandeered their mother-in-law's SUV and are trying to blow up LAX. How about you do the stuff you see on TV? How about this for all cops?
Samoans?
How about all? Yeah. How about this? How about this for the folks, for the law enforcement people out there? Here's my new decree: the stuff you see on TV, that's the stuff you get to do. You don't see any chicken-ass jaywalking tickets given out on CSI or TJ Hooker or any shows like that. You don't get to do it. Just the good stuff, the homicides, hookers are showing up dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's terrorists down at the harbor, all that juicy stuff. You know the reason you got in it in the first place? That's the stuff you get to do. All right?
Perfect.
All right. You ready to rock?
Let's go.
Should I give that? Should I give my new decree, my new saying one more time, or I think it's good?
Hey, you pussies. The hey, you pussy decree. No, I think they got it.
You got that?
The hey, you pussy decree.
Yeah. Shanna?
Yeah.
Click it or ticket. Who doesn't put their seatbelt on anyway? What percent?
Well, there was a bunch of accidents over the weekend.
And who
People were
cares?
Throwing out of their cars.
Good. You're an idiot. You didn't put your seatbelt on. It's your business. And by the way, we're living in a country. I was just watching 60 Minutes last night. The 50 caliber Assassin's rifle that shoot commercial aircraft down from a mile away. That's legal. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the seatbelts. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Shanna? No, wait a minute. That's Jennifer?
Shana.
Shana?
Hey, what's up?
Shana. When does it become Shanna? 2 ends?
2 ends. Yeah.
Do we need a Shanna and a Shana? And by the way, okay, but shouldn't there be an I in there too? Why does it become an A?
With single continents surrounded by 2 vowels.
Blah. Feh. Go ahead, Shanna.
Well, I just had a baby about 6 months ago, and ever since, I seem to have a problem with controlling my bladder during sex.
Mm-hmm.
When
you have orgasm, you lose your urine?
Yeah, it just depends on which way we're doing it, but not only that, but I have a problem when I'm just, walking too, but my main concern is sex because it's becoming a problem for me now.
Okay, this is what's called female orgasmic incontinence. And the reason I know it's that and not female ejaculation is that you have other incontinence problems. When you laugh, sneeze, jump up and down, you have incontinence, and it is a complication of a vaginal delivery. Did you have a tear when you delivered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why does it do that?
The whole vaginal area gets ripped up by delivery.
Yeah, but what controls the flow of the urine? Is that the bladder? Is it the urethra? Is it the muscles around it?
Where's my anatomy book? Chris, anatomy book.
Chris doesn't know what anatomy is. He goes to junior college. Pictures of bodies, Chris.
Bottom line is it changes the...
It's like naked people with no skin.
Yeah. Or cut in half.
Yeah. There, now he's got it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hang on a second, Shane.
Happen?
Hold on. Drew's going to show me the picture that I don't want to see. You who would like to see it, ironically, aren't going to be able to see it. But Drew, what does it do?
So the baby comes down this canal here, and it tears up all this musculature in through here, and it changes the direction of the bladder a little bit. So it's heading much more towards Mecca here. So it's not a nice angle to it. It's heading directly to the floor. And so it just, the gravity's pushing it down. The muscles don't work so well. And so there you go.
Kegel exercises?
Kegel exercise, but really an operation.
Really?
Yeah, you need an operation for this typically.
Boob job?
Bladder sling.
Bladder sling.
There are various repairs.
Bladder sling sounds like something a trucker would use.
He might use one instead of a Boda bag. Use a bladder sling.
Leave without your thermos in your bladder sling. Bladder sling.
Yeah, like a lumberjack might use one too.
Yeah. Long haul truckers, lumberjacks, and guys who work on tuna boats all have to use the bladder sling.
So basically, they'll come in here and they'll repair all the excess tissue here in the top part of the vagina and support the bladder. So,
but is she at that point?
Yeah, if you're peeing all the time when you're walking around and when you have sex,
you're doing it when you're walking around.
Well, it's not that bad, but I mean, if I start running or if I laugh really hard, it happens.
And here's the deal, you're 24. Most women get this when they're 40, 50, 60. So this is something I would definitely look into. There are medications to help with this too, but usually at your age, I would think an operation would be the way to go.
Easy one. And shouldn't the surgeons catch it during the pregnancy? Is there any way to check up on it?
No, it's hard to, that whole area gets traumatized by vaginal delivery, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen functionally.
Yeah.
Whether you have more constipation, more bladder problems. And I am interested in taking calls tonight about female ejaculation. Anybody who's a gusher, please feel free to call. I want to talk to you.
Well,
You're a gusher?
Well,
I didn't know that.
I didn't want to talk about it on the air.
Well, here's your chance. It's no reason to be embarrassed. It's fine.
Yeah, but I get into kind of a shame spiral with it because I gush and I feel bad, and that makes me gush more.
And your boyfriend, he's okay with it?
Lou, he liked it at first.
And then what?
Well, now he says he likes it, but I don't believe him.
Does it happen during oral sex too?
Oral, anal, felchal. It's all It's all
there.
Yeah. No, it's Dremel. Dremel. Your Dremel. It's all there.
Particularly interested in the Felschel.
Yeah, so is Lou. Or at least he was until the gushing began. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Can we keep going? I'm getting in my shame
okay?
spiral.
Are you all right? It's okay. It's all right. It's a good thing. A lot of women do it. It's not a big deal. It's very common.
Right.
And
Most
guys are impressed.
but
Most guys are impressed.
It doesn't ease the pain, hearing that other people
don't gush.
No, hearing about how others share your shame.
Oh, but wait till you hear all the enthusiastic gushers that are out there. A lot of them, they have great joy in their habits and in their talents.
Well, my man says he likes it. I just don't believe it. Maybe that's just insecurity.
That's just you. They're just insecure. Are you upset when he masturbates?
Well, when he's on the internet, yeah, because I know he's not thinking of me.
And so when he looks at other women...
well, again, that makes me insecure.
Insecure about how you feel physically.
Yeah, because
Yeah. He's been doing that for a long time. It doesn't have anything to do with you. He'll do it long. He's done it long before you arrived. He'll do it long after.
And he says that too, but again, shame spiral. Monica?
Yeah.
You're 24?
Yeah.
What's up?
I kind of wanted to find out, when my husband and I have sex, it hurts real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Husband, has it always been that way?
Yeah.
And...
Always. And with everybody you've been with?
Or has it just been with him?
Just been with him.
Is he the only partner?
Yes.
So you've only... I know that's what she meant. I knew
that's
that.
what she meant, too. And thank God I know we have the world's dumbest callers on this show.
Okay, so how long have you guys been sexually active?
The
phone.
Yeah.
How long?
Like, maybe
7
months.
7 months you've been sexually active. So you were a virgin until you were 24, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything we should know about? Any sexual abuse, physical abuse?
No, I went to the...
You're fat.
I went to the gynecologist, and I had an exam.
Yeah, good.
And they said everything, anatomically was fine.
Okay. Again, any sexual abuse, physical abuse? Anything we should know about?
Negative.
Negative. And is there any reason you waited so long to be a virgin? Are you freaked out about sexuality for some reason?
No, just personal choice.
Okay.
No. Wait a minute. I'm going to give you a choice. Religious nut job, a survivor of incest, fat.
No, when I was younger, it originally was like religion, but as I got older, it became my own choice.
Okay. It's religion.
I just didn't want to
religion. It's fine.
Put weight
I
on.
just didn't want to give myself
both.
away to a bunch of guys, and
All right, it's fine. It's all good. Now, being anxious is probably the most common reason that somebody has pain like you're describing. Is the pain right at the point at which you start having sex?
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes no. Sometimes
All right, I'm
I can
falling
suck
asleep.
it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can suck it up and just let him push through. And sometimes
Yeah, so that's the whole point. It's the point of penetration that's painful for you, and that is a function of either vaginismus and or anxiety.
Well, she's only been having sex for 7 months.
Right, and you got to kind of get used to this. You got to kind of work it in, so to speak, both emotionally and physically.
Is there a prime for your vagina? Like, to me...
If you pass a window, does the vagina sort of...
Her vagina's like a banana that's starting to turn. It's starting to get those brown spots.
It's shrinking?
It's just, it smells different. It's starting to change. What I'm saying is if you don't have sex, 18, 19, 20, you start getting into 24... if you wait until you're 35 to do it for the first time, would it be?
Probably not that big a deal. If you waited till you're 50, yes. But the changes between 45 and 60 are different than between 15 and 30. Okay. 15 and 30 should not be much different.
But then there's this sort of weird baggagey emotional part that goes along
she's nervous.
with this.
She's freaked out about it.
Right.
You got to relax. You got to learn how to relax. Use some lube, yes.
Work it in with
and your
guy.
boyfriend, your husband needs to be very sort of gentle.
All right, let's talk to Rebecca, who's 18. Rebecca?
Yes.
What's up?
All right. I read something in a magazine where it says it talks about people who get piercings. Is it okay if I read you this little paragraph to...
It's something we don't know, but people have piercings. They all have been abused, mostly physically.
Go ahead. What magazine? High Times?
It's a women's magazine.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did I want to interview with one of us?
Women's magazine. What's it called?
It's called Allure.
Oh, Allure. Okay. By the way, as far as... let me ask you this about women's magazines. We have 279 of them. Do we need 280?
I know.
What's up
And
with
they
these
all
crazy
the
broads?
same stuff, right?
Same advertising, same junk,
same
Satisfier Man.
But things that men don't care about.
Yeah.
Encouraging women to do things, focus on and spend time thinking about things that men are not interested in.
Yeah, and then they occasionally get that bikini season is right around the corner, and a couple of diet things, and then
the spa stuff,
150
skincare.
things you can do with a hot glue gun, and spa,
there's all that spa
retreats, get away.
Retreats, yeah.
It really just breeds envy. What it is chicks look at these magazines and they go, "Why am I not there?"
Well,
Look
no,
at this
I
place.
disagree with you. You know what they do? They go, "I am there." They're transported by it, and then pow, they land back on Earth again. Then they're envious.
Well, okay, so 8 seconds later, they're envious.
All right.
What do you think I'm talking about? The point is my wife shuts the magazine and says, "Did you see where did you see where Carmen Electra and Dave Navarro went? They went to Negril, and there's a beautiful spa." And it's like,
No, there's still more. And you never take me.
Yeah, we went to the Grand Canyon for our honeymoon.
Yes,
Do you
there you
think, Dave, it's like all they do is look at stuff about, they imagine the fantasies about how happy these people are. And, oh, look at them. Oh, look at Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's on her own island. Oh, she's getting a hot sand rub down at the surf there while she's being served. And it's like everyone just looks at it and goes, "Why? How come I'm not there? Why isn't
How come you don't take me there?
Why don't you take me there? Oh boy, am I dissatisfied." There should be, you know why? And here's what it is. You know, this is the problem with chicks. Now, guys, we sit around and look at magazines where it's like, "Ooh, look at the carnage in Kosovo." And we see bodies like floating in the street, and we go, "Man, I'm happy to be in this country." They look at pictures of people down on endless white sand beach and say, "Whoa, look at Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes where they're going to." We look at genocide in Rwanda pictures, and we're happy to be on our sofa. Mm-hmm. They're pissed as hell to be on our sofa. And yes, I called my sofa. That's what I call it. So you see what I'm saying? In all these magazines with all these celebrities, all say, "Oh, on the red carpet. Oh, at another opening. Oh, blah 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 blah." These people are all either high or miserable or both. Please, who are you kidding? Women buy into all this crap. Oh, look what Oprah's doing today. Oh. Oprah's got some more tips. Oh, look, she's telling. Oh, look how she lives. Yeah, everyone. She has
you fail to finish the thought, which is, why don't you? Why don't we do this? What's the matter with you?
Yes, please, with these magazines, please. Everyone looks good. Everyone's airbrushed. Everyone looks great in their bathing suit. No, they just get all green with envy.
All right, so we'll finish the review.
Okay. Well, what the hell? Look, how about you broads pick up a textbook every once in a while? How about you learn something about World War II? How about you learn one goddamn thing about World War II? How about you even learn who the Allied and the Axis powers were, huh? How about you figure out what side Germany and Japan were on? How about you figure out one thing about World War II? Could you do that, or is it all? It's all got to be grow your own gourds with Martha Stewart. Just nonsense. And by the way, crap you never do anyway. Oh, look at Martha Stewart. She shot her own wild turkey and then dressed it herself and then put. How about you go do that then? No, you just want to go to the grill with Tom Cruise. Oh, please. How about you learn something about a war? Just one thing about one war.
Rebecca?
Yep.
Just to make Adam happy, who were the Axis powers and who were the Allied powers?
What?
Oh.
World War II?
Yeah, I know this. I just learned it, actually.
Wow.
Axis powers? The Axis?
You want me to tell you the sides
Who are the countries that made up the Axis?
She just learned it, Drew. Leave her alone.
Yeah, it's good. You're going to be happy. She'll know it.
All right.
Is that what you do when you've learned something? You laugh when someone asks you to repeat it?
Take her word for it. She knows it.
Really? You're okay with that?
No. She doesn't know.
Okay, Rebecca. So read the
right,
copy.
How old is Tom Cruise?
Oh, I don't care about Tom Cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't read magazines to look at all the chicks and think about, oh, God, I wish I was that glamorous. I read them to find out what people are saying because it's interesting. Because the article that I'm talking about, it's interesting because they're talking about how people with multiple piercings.
All right, wait a minute. I got a better idea.
Well, I want to hear
How about this? How about You know how chicks, they're not good at math, so they got that stupid, that tip chart cheat sheet in their, you pull it in a wall, it's a little laminated thing. It's like you go out to lunch, it's $36.95.
Right,
you go down the thing, you go over the thing at 15%, that would be $4.10. You know, they do that thing. They need that for wars. It's just the
At least Civil War and Second World War.
Cheat sheet. I know, I almost said for wars. Yeah, just like
Just two wars.
Two wars. Just
pick your wars.
Here's what year World War II started. Here's what year it ended. Here's what triggered it. Here's who was in it, and a couple of MacArthur, and maybe Eisenhower. All right, that's all I'm saying. Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it say?
So you just learned the Allied Axis powers.
I'm sorry.
You learned about the Allied Axis powers.
Yes.
Okay.
Quickly get it out there. So they told you in the piercings that people with multiple piercings have abuse issues, right?
That they've been exposed to multiple traumas.
Right. That's a very common thing. We've been saying that for years. That
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't heavily agree with that because, I mean, I have...
Rebecca,
Yeah.
that's not agree or disagree. That's just a fact. That people that have particularly aggressive piercings, not talking about your nose and your ears and your lip, people that have, clitoral hood piercings and bones through their neck and stuff like that. Things where really it's clearly an acting out as opposed to just sort of a fashion expression.
What do you got, Rebecca?
I have my belly button, my tongue, and I was getting my nipples pierced.
Yeah.
You're getting warm.
Well, you're at least angry at your stepdad.
Yeah.
Well,
There's something going on.
Yeah.
No, I don't have... I come from a good family, I mean, but my friend Natalie, she has everything pierced on her, like basically her genitals, her belly button, her tongue.
So just check out her history. Somebody did something.
Yeah, I know. I mean, she had a friend who passed away, and about 2 years ago, and ever since then, she got multiple piercings. So, I mean, I do agree with it in a sense, but then...
What's going on with you? Where's your dad?
My dad, I choose not to talk to him.
All right, well,
But
that's what we're talking about, Rebecca. That's a trauma.
All right, but everything's cool between the two of you?
Other than that, everything's beautiful.
I'm sorry?
Other than that, everything's
choose
beautiful.
not to talk to your dad?
Okay, I couldn't hear that. One more time?
You don't, why? You choose not to talk to your dad?
Yes, I choose
Why?
not to. Why? Because I just don't...
All right. Oh, she's angry at her dad.
Of course.
I just hung up because
she's angry at men.
She doesn't have an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's angry. All right, so there you go. You disagree with the assertion that the multiple piercing people are usually angry or almost always angry. You're 18 and you choose not to talk to your dad. And you sound angry, by the way.
Towards you.
Yeah,
asking.
so keep the piercings going and go ahead.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, God's on your side, baby. Do whatever you want. Turn yourself into a human pincushion. Do your thing.
Cool.
All right, we got to talk to Jamie, who's a gusher. Can do it on command.
It's pretty good. I think that's called urinating.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie?
Yes.
You can do it on command?
Yes, I can.
Because that's the thing. For me, I can fart by request.
Really?
Not on command.
What's the difference?
You have to put something down in writing.
Oh.
You have to...
written request. I
written
see.
request,
Yeah, I see.
asking for an audience with my ass.
That's quite a pleasure, I must tell you. I've had a couple of audiences. In fact,
Then I go ahead and, put you into my book. And then there's a window.
And there was something about kissing the ring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so...
and the ring wasn't on your hand, I don't believe.
Jamie?
Yes.
So just hold tight. What comes out of you?
It's clear. I mean,
Okay.
it's not yellow, it's clear.
So if you ate a multivitamin, it would still be clear?
I don't know, I haven't tried that yet.
And you don't orgasm when you're doing this?
Most of the time I do. I mean, it feels really good, and, I mean, just a lot of times I just do it just to keep the other person happy.
To pretend you're having an orgasm?
About 75% of the time I do, and then the other 25 I just do it because if I don't, he hounds me about it.
So it's like pretending you're having an orgasm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can fake it and have evidence that I'm not.
Yeah. Wow.
That is a first. I've
Yeah.
never spoken to a volitional gusher.
Volitional gusher sounds like, again, part of the Civil War. Like there was a band of guys that weren't they weren't in the union. They weren't like Confederate.
They're militia.
Army,
They're militia. Yeah.
They were called the volitional militia gushers. Yeah. If you go down to Arlington, there's quite a monument to them. Yeah, yes. It's awesome.
They were in the Pickett's charge.
Yeah, the volitional gushers. My great grandfather was a I think it was a bugler in the volitional gushers. Yeah.
Hey, Jamie, don't go away. I want to talk to you some more. It's very interesting.
Very interesting. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
If you need help, hang up and then dial.
LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, everybody. It's the LoveLine. Oh, yeah. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. What is it, Memorial Day?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, that's right. Everyone, give thanks to those veterans that made this country the best in the world. Oh, yes.
By learning something about those wars that they fought in. Isn't that what we've established tonight?
Could you chicks learn one plane from World War II? One plane.
Or one battle. Or just, I think, the Axis and the Allied force.
Let me just try something. Jennifer.
Yes?
Jennifer, you're 20?
Yes.
One airplane used in World War II.
I have no idea.
All right. There's like 30 to choose from. There's some famous ones. Talk to Mindy. Mindy.
Yeah.
One airplane used in World War II.
Oh. I know what it looks like. I can't remember the name.
It's got the wings and the propeller. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hold on. All right. Is Jamie a dude? Jamie?
Yes.
One airplane from World War II.
DC-10?
No.
Close.
Not
Really?
even. No.
Well, not DC-10, but
No.
there was a DC plane.
Look, you were closest, and the actual words came out of your mouth. The plane that was invented 30 years later, but that's fine, and it didn't see any action. Although, maybe it's a transport plane. 20 years later. Gina.
Yes.
One plane from World War II.
I'm sorry. History really wasn't my...
All right. This is my point, everybody.
There's one male up there. Want to ask him, see if he can come up with it?
Well, he's 18, and he's calling from Bakersfield.
If he knows it, that would prove a point.
Okay.
It'd make a huge point.
Okay. Jeff.
Yeah.
One plane from World War II.
Ju-88 and a Hurricane.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
He's from Bakersfield, so there's obviously some form of mental retardation. He's younger than anybody else we've spoken to, and he called two planes. He called a German plane and an English plane, I believe. Wait a minute. Jeff, what do you know so much about World War II aircraft for?
Actually, right now I'm reading a book. Roald Dahl wrote it. It's about his wife and the RAF, and he talks a lot about them.
All right. One's a German, one's a English plane?
Yeah, it was in the war of Greece, I believe.
All right.
Interesting.
All right. Do you see that? Do you see? Oh, by the way, ladies, you know when you guys complain? Oh, we get paid 75 cents to your dollar? I'm pissed about that. That ain't enough. I want $1.25 to your 75 cents. Or maybe we'll just lower yours down to 50. What is it, Drew? What has gone wrong with our educational system that chicks know nothing about any war of any kind?
They're not interested in war.
Okay.
We're wired differently.
Who is interested in calculus or statistics or chemistry? Is anyone interested in anything? No, you go to school, you sit there, you absorb a little information.
No, people are interested in stuff.
No, nobody in high school wants to take calculus or trig or anything. Your nerdball friends maybe, but nobody actually enjoys that crap. It's no hobby. No one practices it outside of high school. It's not like I got my trig book, so I'm set for the summer. I'm just going to be reading this on the beach. No one's interested. No, you go there, you absorb. Why can't we wedge a little war information to a woman's brain? What goes on with that brain of theirs?
Maybe we could take a page from their brain and learn something. not have wars.
Oh, true. So heavy. Who are we talking to?
Jamie still.
Who are
the
you,
Gusher.
Joan Baez?
Jamie the Gusher.
Jamie the Gusher. That's right.
I just instinctively think that whatever a female brain does, it's got to be better.
They don't know. They don't know anything about war. Jamie?
Yes.
All right. So
What's up, baby?
Jamie gushes on command.
Yes.
Okay. How do you do that?
Like, there's two different muscles for me, and one kind of feels like it's in my stomach, and the other one is like the normal one on the bottom by the lips. Mm-hmm. But when I press like up here by my stomach, it comes out.
You actually press with your hand?
No, I mean press with my stomach muscles.
The muscle, something comes out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not like a little, and it's not like once. It's 4 or 5 times, and it's a lot. We've had to, me and my boyfriend are in his Suburban. We've had to rip the carpet out. It's that bad. I mean, the back is just totally flooded, and we've had to rip the carpet out and redo the carpeting in it.
How about you kids get an apartment?
Actually, he's married, so that's like our only...
Oh, that's the only thing. Except for that, everything's great, Adam. How dare you?
Pardon me. I didn't mean to offend your delicate sensibilities.
I mean, everything's great with this relationship, and we'll just get rid of the wife, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, got to sleep in not in his Suburban, but their Suburban.
Yeah.
The one
that's
the kids. She drives the kids to school.
The kids to school, right.
Yeah, you better rip that carpet out. By the way,
that's not so good.
Yeah.
How old is your boyfriend?
32.
Oh yeah, this guy's all class.
I can see his wife like the next day, honey. I found a mound of kitty litter in the back of the Suburban. Yeah. The sack busted open. But we don't have a cat. Who were the Allied powers in World War II? Oh, what a class act, Jamie. What do you work with this guy?
No, actually, we have a race team, and so we go out, and I met him there, and he started dating me, and 6 months later, I found out he was still married, and now me and his wife are best friends.
You and your wife are best friends?
Yeah.
And you don't have any guilt about this?
No, I hate her. She's dumb. I mean, she knows.
She's your best friend. She's your best friend, right?
I mean, I've been around for 2 years. We go out, and we're alone all the time. Whenever we're sitting at his house, I'm sitting next to him. She's not. I mean,
Guess what? There's
so
something
obvious,
about...
It's not funny.
Something about a friend is you trust them. That's part of building a friendship. It's part of allowing a friendship to develop. Is you have a trust in that person.
Yeah, but I'm just friends with her, so like we can get along, and she'll let me be around.
You're just Jamie. Let's be clear here. You're just a despicable person, then.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
I've always been curious about how bad people sort of function in their own
and think about
their
themselves.
own skin.
Yeah.
You just think of yourself as a bad person.
Do I think of myself as a bad person?
Yeah.
In ways, yes, I do. And
that's okay?
I mean, no, it's not. It sucks, and we talk about it a lot, and actually we got into a fight last night, and I was going to leave, but I don't know. The sex is good, so...
Sit around and ruin the floor mats of the Suburban.
Yeah, it's great.
What kind of racing does this guy do? Formula One? I can see you guys at Monte Carlo right now.
It's a late model. It's a Ford... Oh, gosh,
Fairlane?
No.
Is this dirt track?
Comet?
Oval?
It's round track.
It's round track. Is there dirt
Ford
on?
Taurus.
Taurus.
Ford Taurus.
Ford Taurus late model. I think it was the 2000.
Yeah. It's not even really stock car. This is just... Is there dirt on
Demolition
the track?
derby?
No, it's paved.
Ooh.
It's a paved half track. I actually met him there. I was doing some other stuff down there, and I met him, and he was actually in a different class, and we moved up together, and I spot for him.
Okay.
And we've taken our engine out, so I mean, all year this year, so I can pretty much do anything under a hood.
All right.
So.
All right. What kind of engine you running in that Taurus?
Chevy 350.
And a Ford.
And a Ford?
Yeah, well, the body is a Ford. Everything else is a Chevy. We have a Chevy rear end, Chevy engine, Camaro clip.
All right. So, Jamie, aren't you, by the way, does this guy have kids?
Yes, he has 2. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about them either before. And actually, I love his older son. His younger son's more of a mama's boy, and his older son loves me to death.
All right. Well, that's fantastic.
Sure,
you guys
destroying his family, he wouldn't be so
You guys are just a
about
few years apart, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a few. We're as long apart as me and his younger son. We're 11 years apart. So his son's 11 years younger than me.
Yeah, but his older son, how old is he?
9.
Older son's 9. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So anyway, homewrecker, how about you find yourself
a real man?
Get a guy, get a relationship.
I don't know if I'm stuck on this one, and I'm hell-bent to see this one through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy, it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, it's already been quite a disaster, but something just wants me to stay.
Well, it must have been a horrible disaster you came from in your own home, your family of origin.
My parents have been together since high school. I mean, they're high school sweethearts, and the only thing bad is my dad's been sick my whole life.
What's he got?
Kidney failure.
Back pain.
He's had two different kidney surgeries. And
from what? What was his failure due to?
He got it when he was born. It was a hereditary disease.
Polycystic kidney?
Yeah.
Look.
So, are you worried about that?
Yeah, because he's dying right now.
No, but I mean about it. It's
yourself. Yeah.
It can be passed along.
Actually, I'm adopted. So
okay.
I don't know.
How old were you when you were? Here we go. How old were you when you were adopted?
A baby.
How old?
6 months, maybe.
Yeah, so God knows what she was exposed to in those 6 months.
All right. Listen, we all land on our feet. Everything happens for a reason, Jamie.
Hey, I thought this was about my gushing. I mean,
it was. You got into some other interesting things to do.
Now you're a bad person. So, all right. So go ahead. Now here's the thing, everybody.
But part of the thing about that early abuse can be a lack of capacity for empathy. Other people don't really exist in an empathic way.
Let me explain what makes you a bad person. Not what's in your heart. It's what you do. It's your actions.
And how you do it. Right?
No. It's
if you don't care about what you do to other people.
Here's what I've had an ass full of in this society. This guy's a really good guy, but he fill in the blank. Beats his kids, murders prostitutes, does whatever, but in his heart. You know what I mean?
If you knew him, you'd love him.
If you knew him, you'd love him. It's just the booze. He gets high and he starts killing hookers. Look, here for me, it's the opposite. Whatever you do, that's what kind of person you are, not what's in your heart. I don't give a rat's ass about what's in your heart. If you're cheating with a guy who has a couple of wife and a couple of kids and all this, you're not a good person. He's not a good person. You can't be the world's greatest person and do horrible things. In that case, speaking of World War II, maybe Hitler was a great guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great guy. Oh, don't
judge him by his actions. How dare you?
That's his work. Don't judge him by his work. When he got at home,
if you knew him,
he was vegetarian. He loved animals and the outdoors. Kiss my ass. You are defined by your actions. And conversely, you could be the world's worst person that does the world's greatest things, and I will label you good guy. You see what I'm saying? I don't care if your heart is black as coal. If you spend every weekend down at the orphanage donating, playing the acoustic guitar for the kids with the bald heads, you're a good guy. I don't care what you feel like in your heart. You have too many people that feel too goddamn good about themselves, and they're horrible people. If you do bad things, you're a bad person. End of discussion. I don't care that it's you. I don't care that you feel great in your heart of hearts or way down deep anywhere. You're an a-hole.
Many a-holes, though, don't realize it that way.
But put that pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Or if you're cheating, if you're stealing, if you're ripping off money, if you're cheating a spouse, you're cheating on your spouse, you're doing whatever, you're a bad person.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Quickly, Noelle knows why women don't know anything about World War II, line 5. Real quick.
It's going to be disappointing.
Noelle?
Hi.
You're 28?
I'm 28.
Why do women know nothing about wars?
Well, because since the beginning in elementary school, politics have been fabricated. So we choose not to...
Fabricated?
Fabricated. For instance, Thanksgiving, the Pilgrims and Indians...
Noelle, what, Axis powers or Allied forces? Who is in each?
Excuse me?
The facts, just the facts. Who were the Allied?
We don't need any of your crappy flower power rhetoric.
No
just
interpretation.
Tell us why chicks don't know anything about war.
Just the facts. Can you tell us who is in the Axis and who are in the Allied powers?
No.
Just the facts. Okay, that's just the point.
All right. You go dry hump some tofu, would you?
Okay.
And listen, I know you worry about the man and how he's poisoning the land and all that kind of stuff.
I don't worry about it.
You don't?
No.
He's poisoning the mind.
You don't like the man, though, right?
Don't like the man.
I know. Yeah, but just wait till you get something. You're going to need the man one day.
Okay.
All right?
Problem when you have a problem, a disease or something.
Wait till you get that hepatitis C and you need your interferon. Wait till you get the HIV. Wait till you get cancer. Wait till you get something. Then you come kissing the man's ass.
Okay.
Until then, you just live in your fairy tale where you drink your green tea and it cures everything because you have nothing. Wait till you get something, and then it's time to kiss the man's ass, all right?
Well, that still doesn't mean that it's not fabricated. But
women don't know anything about war because it didn't happen, or because the man put a spin on World War II, or what happened?
because men have been lying since the beginning of time.
About what? Like, what didn't happen in World War II that we need to know about? Please educate us.
Not talking about World War II. I'm not talking about World War II.
That's what we're talking about.
The beginning of time. Hence history since the beginning of time.
Yeah. What do you got? But by the way, Noel, believe me, I know your type. My mom is one of your type. You just go around spouting your isms. You never can back it up, and you just walk around miserable. And if you could actually defend any of your posturing, it would be awesome, but you have no defense. You can never back it up with anything.
Well, no, there's no doubt that mankind has mythologized history, particularly violence. We do that. Naturally, we do that. It seems to be in us.
Right.
So, yes, we do that. We do that.
All right, she's nuts, though. And by the way, could we be any further away from an answer?
No, with that.
Anything less satisfying in the answer department?
There's a rule of thumb for our screeners. When somebody says, I know the reason that, fill in the blank, ask them why.
Because they never know. What was her answer? Here's what the screen says. Knows why girls don't know anything about WWII. Since the dawn of civilization.
All right, we need a break.
Man has been lying to the children and to nature and to sheep. What the F is she talking about? All right. Oh, you all disgust me. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Thank you for calling LoveLine. Your call will be answered in the order it seems interesting.
Call LoveLine. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
Everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's on the computer now, looking up some World War II aircraft. Which reminds me, we should just talk to Jeff because it's Memorial Day, and we all need to kiss the ass of the veterans that gave their life for this country. Jeff?
Yeah.
You're 18?
Yes, sir.
You're looking at World War II aircraft?
Yeah, I just have a book. Nothing much, but...
What's your favorite plane from World War II?
Favorite plane? I do like the Hurricanes. I don't know why. There's nice little neat things.
Yeah.
But
you don't make some bitchin' military aircraft, by the way?
No.
Saab.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Swedes. Not World War II stuff, jet stuff.
Lately.
From like the 50s on.
Huh.
Bitchin' stuff.
They just, not just the engines, but the actual aircraft?
Saab makes the whole thing.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. They make a weird car, but they make a cool airplane.
How about Bobo?
You mean Volvo?
Oh, that's right.
I got a... Where's my barber from?
Central America or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was from... he was from Brazil or something,
Okay.
South America. Where the hell was that guy from? Well, anyway, point is he told me one day he was going to trade his Bobo in for a Saab. I said, you mean Volvo? Yeah, Bobo. Volvo, Bobo. Volvo, Bobo. Okay. Saab. Volvo, Bobo, Saab. You can say the V. You
Yeah.
can say the B. You're saying it just fine. They're just on the wrong car. Just move them.
Didn't you have him put a pen in his mouth?
Put a pen. He puts a pencil across his mouth. Meanwhile, he's trying to cut my hair a little. Puts a pencil across, and I'm like, Volvo. 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 So you can't do the beef. You put the pen across your mouth, and then you try it with sob too. Sob. So. Like, look, you're saying Sav. Now say Volvo. Just put Volvo at the end of Sav.
You missed. You should have gone say BOLBO. Say that word.
Oh, they would just say Bobo. I know they're effing with us, Drew. I know they are.
You're right.
I know they are. Jeff?
Yeah.
You're 18?
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Well, it was about 2 in the morning last night, and I wake up, and, I look down, and my right testicle is almost the size of a baseball.
Did it hurt?
Actually, it's not too bad, but I felt it a little bit, and it kind of ached a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, there's a couple possibilities. One is that you've got a hernia. Mm-hmm. The hernia sort of descended into the testing.
That.
The other is that you had some sort of a torsion, but that usually is quite painful. So you need to see somebody right away, because what can happen to that hernia is it can sort of twist in there and die, basically. The bowel, basically your bowel is just sort of spilled into your testicle. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And that's what the hernia is. And so you need to get that looked into, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Go to a doctor. Go find a. I think they only have veterinarians in Bakersfield. You might have to go out of town.
General surgeon, but good times.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE. If you need help,
call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Saw the Star Wars movie today.
What'd you think?
Well, I don't follow it really closely. You know, the whole saga.
Yeah. Right.
I must have been better than the other ones, or the other few. But I'll tell you, I'm a little CGI'd out. Even good CGI. I can't. There's something. It's like everything's like I'm in a cartoon or something. It's weird. Like there was a point before everything went CGI where they would just have to do really elaborate models, but the stuff was physical.
Right.
It was sort of mechanical.
Yes.
And even though it wasn't the actual thing, it was still
call it physical laws.
Yeah, if you dropped it on your foot.
Right.
It would break your toe.
Right.
You know, big models of starships and stuff like that, and towns and whatever. And now it's kind of like everything is sort of a painting, computer painting, and it's a little.
Doesn't ring true.
No, and the other thing that always drives me nuts about all these space movies, I don't know if you saw it or not, but it's like there's a little too much. Like there's this sort of beginning where they're flying through space, and there's 750 fighters coming at them, and they're just sort of, they say something like, hold on, as they go, you would immediately hit something, one of them. You know, I
mean,
mean,
like they're with the asteroid belt.
Yeah, they do that all the time too. Like there's just this asteroid belt where there's asteroids the size of Buicks, and their average spread is every 3 foot on center. You're taking something the size of a
football field.
Yeah, you got a DC-10. You're going to go referencing something earlier show. You got 747. You're just going to fly through this thing with these basketball-sized chunks every 3 feet, and you somehow just hang on. It's going to be a rough ride. Well, what immediately would just go through the cockpit, right?
Right.
Immediately?
Yeah.
There's a point where, at the beginning of the movie, you know they're not going to crash. This guy's going to stay alive. It's too much. You know what's better, actually? Here's less is more. We're talking about World War II. We're talking about airplanes tonight. A couple of good movies were just one-on-one dogfight. Just Messerschmitt and a Spitfire and nothing but open sky. Mano y mano. Just going right at it. And instead of this sort of cluster F of 700,000 faceless droidy things all sort of coming at each other.
When we watch a boxing match, we don't watch 300 guys on each side boxing.
Right. You want the relationship.
Man on man, yeah.
Yeah, you want that. You want to know who the guy is that you're fighting or that you're going against, not just a million CGI'd, starship cruisers coming at you. You know, they go too much and you lose it. Again, you guys want to know a good example of that? The first Alien. Very good movie. Great sci-fi horror movie because there was one alien.
Right.
And it couldn't be destroyed. And it was tenacious and you hated it.
Right.
The second one, there was thousands of them and you would just mow them down and you didn't develop the hatred for the one. Yes?
Yes.
It'd be like
well done.
If there's 1,000 Mike Tysons fighting 1,000 Evander Holyfields.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
One-on-one. Now you got to fight. All right. Heavy. Crystal?
Yeah.
You're 19?
19.
All right. Name one aircraft from World War II.
What? I don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, I've had 3 partners, and I don't think I haven't asked my gynecologist because he's kind of like, my whole family goes there, so I feel kind of embarrassed.
By the way, I just named 2 aircrafts in my story.
Yeah, she couldn't come up with it. No.
I don't know if she heard them or not. All right, gynecologist.
Can't ask him. Yeah.
And my whole family goes there. I don't.
By the way, just for the record, a doctor is not allowed to discuss anything he discusses with you unless you give him written consent, him or her.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know how those gynecologists like to chat.
Yeah, they just chatted up in the coffee house room. All right. So what's the question?
So I don't think I've had an orgasm before, and I don't. I think I'm faking it, basically. And I want to know if I'm doing something wrong, if I'm just with the wrong people, or I don't know what to do.
Have you ever tried masturbating?
No, I don't. That's just gross.
It's gross.
I can't do that.
How come?
Because it's like if I wanted, if I'm that horny, then I'll just go, have someone do it for me.
I love that.
That's different, but that's a difference about the female there, isn't it?
I can't do that.
Yeah, if I'm that horny, I'll just go find a guy and hop on him.
Okay. But I don't really know. Because,
but hold on a second. You referred to masturbation as gross, which leads me to believe you're like uptight or something's going on. You're not ready for an orgasm.
Trust me, I am. I thought I was having it, but then I'm not. And then I kind of I hear my friends say, "Oh yeah, I was so wet," blah blah blah, and I'm really not getting wet, basically.
Uh-oh.
So
that means you're not even getting. You're not just not having an orgasm. You're not even getting aroused.
Yeah, I don't think I think I am, and then when I notice I'm not getting wet, I kind of start to move in another position, and I whip out the KY without him noticing.
All right, you need to focus on oral sex. That is the way most women have orgasm, not during intercourse.
Can he give you some oral sex?
He does, but not really working.
Is he not good at it?
Dude, this sounds bad, but okay, I think I want it harder. I guess I think he's being too soft with me.
All right, whatever. You got to tell him that.
She needs to be turned out. You know what I mean? She needs a guy who knows what he's doing.
Adam, why don't you go down there to Culver? She's in Culver City. She's right around the corner here.
Well, right around the corner in Culver City doesn't mean much because they have thousands of those goddamn left turn red arrows.
It could take a week to get around the corner.
It could take a week just to travel 75 yards in this horrible city we work in. But she sounds to me like someone who needs that one guy that just has been around the block a few times and he's 27 and she may not just rock her world.
Yeah, but she may not even be online yet. I mean, some women really biologically aren't sort of synced up until they're about 22.
Crystal?
Yeah.
These guys, are they young guys? Are they inexperienced guys?
The one I'm with right now is 23.
Has he been with a lot of ladies?
He said 7.
Is he a nice guy?
Yeah, he's really, really nice. We get along really well, but it's just not...
Well, why don't you... I'll tell you what. When you're all up in your head,
just tell him what you seem to know what you want. Tell him.
When you give you some oral sex, tell him how you want it.
That's all.
Well, like, I've started to, like,
Crystal,
start making some noise or something. I said, don't hold back, and it's
Look,
really...
Crystal, hey, come on, be explicit. Here's exactly what I want. What, are you afraid you're going to hurt his delicate sensibilities? Please. Guys aim to please. You could tell him just about anything, and he'll do it.
All right. Keeping with the theme. Gina?
Yeah.
25?
Yeah.
One aircraft from World War II?
A hurricane?
Oh.
Well,
I've been listening.
The other guy mentioned a hurricane a couple.
You gave the other one no credit for not having mentioned something we had just mentioned, so at least she gets credit for that.
I give you half a point for mentioning the one that the other guy used as the answer. Okay, but you were listening.
She'll never forget it.
You were listening.
I'll admit that I'm stupid.
All right. Well, that makes you smart in my book, or at least average. Go ahead, Gina.
Okay. Well, when I have a really strong orgasm, I think I gush, but then I do have a problem with pain sometimes during sex, and it's pretty distinctive between the two when I am having the two different problems. But
okay, hold on, slow down. So sometimes you have an ejaculation, is that right?
Yeah, when it's a really strong orgasm.
So strong orgasms give you a female ejaculation, and then sometimes you have incontinence, you urinate?
Yeah.
And what makes that happen?
Most of the time, well, when I orgasm, it's pretty much with clitoral stimulation. When anytime like I have a lot of pressure inside of me, that's normally when normally it's mostly with like doggy style. That
you have the urine problem.
Yes.
And you have female ejaculation during oral sex?
It has to be mostly oral sex, and then at the end, just kind of end it all with, a big, I don't know. I have to have both, basically.
So if you start the orgasm with oral...
Everything's happening. She has
female orgasmic incontinence in doggy style, P's.
Right.
And she has an ejaculation when she has a strong orgasm, which is initiated by oral sex and finished with intercourse.
In missionaries number 2? When isn't something coming out of her?
Perfect question.
And she'll blow a snot rocket when she's performing oral?
Yeah, if you ask.
Gina?
Yes.
You're like a sieve.
Or a faucet.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
When isn't something coming out of you?
I notice if I'm having a problem with lubrication at all. But if I'm very turned on and very well lubricated and I'm really wet to begin with, that's when I'm able to ejaculate.
Something more is coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you notice contraction? Yeah. Do you notice a contraction of certain muscles during that?
Yeah, and it's more like when I'm peeing, I can feel it more towards the front bottom. When it's more inside when I'm, or like farther up inside me when I'm.
And do you feel like your abdominal muscles contracting during female ejaculation?
I don't notice that.
Don't notice that.
Well, look, hey, do you have a boyfriend, a husband? What do you have?
I've been married for 7 years.
Since you were 18?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Good. I can't complain. I think we have a normal marriage, but
strangely, she sounds like she could complain.
Yeah. Sounds
ahead.
like you're dying to complain.
Go ahead.
No, I think I would be happier sexually if we had sex more often. But I think my husband and I just have different sex drives.
And what are you looking for?
I think I'm the type that I could live with every night, but I'd be satisfied with maybe 3 times a week.
And what's he looking at?
He'd be happy with once a week, but realistically, we probably do it. We go through spurts, and this is on his terms. We kind of go through spurts. Sometimes we do it like 3-4 times a week, and then sometimes we'll go 2 weeks,
All right. Well, you
it's about average still. Yeah.
Let me say this, Drew. I know you're a man of exquisite passion that knows no bounds, and no clock, no calendar can contain your passion. So it's not even how many times a week, it's how many times a nanosecond for Dr. Drew. But you got married a little bit later in life, as I did. 18-year-old guys, 17-year-old guys, 21-year-old guys, they get married, they're with the chick for 8 years. You don't even know what their sexual tempo is because these guys are supposed to be hooking up and getting with here's what I'm saying. When you're an 18-year-old guy and you're now 25, you've been married for 7 years, and it's like, he wants to do it 3 times a month. He doesn't have the same sexual energies. Have him start banging the secretary he's been eyeballing for the last 2 years at the new receptionist at the job. I bet he picks his tempo up a little bit. Now, he would slide eventually. Year number 3, he would get into that too. He would get into that too. But I'm wondering.
Basically, he's hitting his 40-year-old tempo at 25.
Right, because a guy. I mean, look, if a guy hooked up with a chick and became sexually active at 9, by the time he was 17, he'd be at the once a week
max.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys are meant to. Sorry, it's one of those biological things. It's hard to argue with, ladies. Guys, especially young men, they're supposed to go from partner to partner. Not necessarily in the same night, not necessarily even in the same month, but you're supposed to be dating someone in high school and dating someone new your first year in college, and then date someone new your sophomore year at college,
Women
and
too.
then that was a senior. Women too. We'll see how the guy's tempo is when he finally gets his mitts on that sorority chick he's been eyeballing for a semester.
Mm-hmm.
I bet the tempo speeds up just a little bit from frozen to double time.
Coolidge effect.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is, I don't know. I wonder if these guys are. It's like it's sort of like they talk about women hitting menopause prematurely.
Yeah.
This is that version of it for guys.
Could be.
It's menopause at age 25. And instead of being 25 and out making the scene and nailing chicks and your whole life looking like a Bacardi commercial, you're entering year number 8 of your marriage, and you're down at 45-year-old level. Huh?
Could be.
Menopause, Drew.
Well said.
Early onset of menopause.
Perimenopause.
Perimenopause. One of the greatest crippled detectives ever to grace a 70s television set. Got shot in the ass. That'd be a good sell, huh? It's a detective series about a guy who's in a
wheelchair.
Is he a lawyer?
Yeah.
Perry Mason?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened? He got shot in the ass. And now what?
Really? Pray tell me more. It's fascinating.
Does he use his wheelchair to roll over criminals? No.
Does he use a wheelchair in any way?
No.
Is there anything about him?
No.
Is he a good lawyer?
No.
Oh.
Are we making a statement about the hand? No. It just happens to be. It's actually Raymond Burr's just too lazy to stand around the set, so he wanted a wheelchair. As a matter of fact, I want to do a TV show where I'm confined to a wheelchair.
Ooh. Oh, would that be good for you?
Yeah.
How about a stretcher? Just a stretcher. That'd be perfect. Oh, my God.
I want to do one where I'm a quad, and I have to just use one of those straws I blow just to move around. And I speak through one of those voice synthesizers.
Except you have to have a hand free to masturbate.
Oh.
Something would have to. Or you have something.
That would be awesome.
Something you would operate with your straw.
You know, it'd be awesome for me, a long-running series where I played a character that was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think a stretcher. Wheelchair is not quite enough for you.
I'd be napping in my trailer, and they'd be like, "Come on, Mr. Corolla, it's time to get in the wheelchair." And they'd be wheeling me onto the set and wheeling me around. I could probably wrangle one of those handicap placards out of the deal, too. And
why don't you just
declare
declare yourself paralyzed? You got assistants, you got producers wheel you around. You could do it.
They'd
have to do it.
I would, but I think it's bad karma.
Oh, you mean you need me to actually to cut your spine?
Yeah, because
okay.
It's one of those things where it was a big joke where he said he was paraplegic, and then the base jumping accident happened.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the climbing accident.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Jennifer,
Yes?
you're 20.
Yeah.
You've been on hold for 87 minutes.
Well done.
I was going to ask you any military aircraft from World War II, but I realized I already asked you that like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
All right, what's happening, baby doll?
Well, I was reading a book. I'm pregnant. I'm 6 months pregnant, and I was reading a book called What to Expect When Expecting.
Right.
And it says that it has this part where it talks about myths of being pregnant. And it kind of answers a question, but
It says that oral sex can be dangerous for the mother and child. Receiving oral sex can be dangerous.
Why?
I wanted to know if that's true, or maybe Dr. Drew could explain a little more.
I can only think of 3 potential problems, and all of which sort of should be really followed by your gynecologist.
I would say that in a book.
Well, listen, you can induce a urinary tract infection. That's something that happens from oral sex sometimes. You could introduce some bacteria into the vaginal canal, and vaginitis is something that, again, puts some risk in there. And oral herpes can be transmitted during pregnancy. So it's something that has risk, but it's not as though your gynecologist, I don't think, would be saying, hey, don't do that.
See, the book says something about, like, if you were to, like, breathe or blow into the
that is so crazy nonsense.
Does not say that, does it? What's the book? Go find the book.
There's been one reported case of an air embolism introduced through the vagina through that means in the history of mankind. So as long as somebody doesn't take you and try to blow you up like some sort of blow-up doll, you know what I'm saying?
Best you could do with the
I can't think of anything else blow up. What, hot air balloon?
I said pool toy.
Pool toy. A raft.
And also, I had another question, because you've been talking to women who gush during...
Hold on, Jennifer. Hold on.
Okay.
I want you to go get the book.
It's really not in that book, is it?
I'm not sure where it was at. I had it.
Yeah, it's not in that book.
No.
It's not in that book.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Oregon.
Are you at your home?
Yes, but I don't have the book, and I can't read the book.
All right. Was there some sort of, like, decree handed down from the mountain that Moses went to that says Adam Carolla can never get 1 ounce of goddamn satisfaction?
Yes.
On this show.
Yes, there's a decree. There has to be.
I'm at my house. I read this book. Couldn't the book be in the house? It can't be in the house.
Well, you heard the further claims. She didn't read the book.
I know.
Somebody read her passage.
I know. This is why everything you see on the news and all this stuff, why it's all bogus.
That's right.
Because people, I read in a book. Blah, blah. Okay, go get the book and go read the part.
Because you know what this is? This is everyone's opinion's valid.
Yeah, I know. No, everyone's an idiot. You listen to me. That's the name of my book. Jennifer, where is this book, and why don't you have it at your house?
See, I have it, but I can't actually read it. It's too small print. I'm legally blind, and I had it read to me by the father of my child.
Don't you feel bad now?
Kind of, but I'll get over it.
And it's the father of the baby again, Steph.
You're legally blind?
Yes.
What's the condition?
It's called cone dystrophy.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they said because of the pregnancy, I have some bleeding in the back of my eye, which has caused it to worsen.
Pressure?
It's just, you know.
Can you drive?
I can't drive. Never been able to drive. Pretty much had the condition since I was like 5 or 6.
So your eye is misshapen.
Mm-hmm.
I have no central vision, and it's hard to see some colors.
Okay. And
find details.
If you so there's is it impossible for you to read?
It's not impossible to read as long as it's large enough print.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned to read Braille and use tape and stuff.
Okay. All right. Now I feel like an a-hole. Hey, so you're the husband, or I should say the father of the child, read you that passage with the... hold on a second.
But that is such nonsense.
No, this is like... I would do this, too, if I knew she couldn't read the print. Chapter 7,
Verse
under
12.
oral sex. It is unsafe at either the first, second, third, or third trimester to perform oral on... Oh, it actually has your name here. It says Jennifer. Yeah. No, this book doesn't... No, it's not available in Braille. No, don't even ask.
Oh, Adam, sorry.
No. Oh. Yeah, it goes on.
Say that again. Please. I'm scared now.
There's more here.
Yes?
It says that not only is performing oral unsafe during the pregnancy, but that a cool-down period, they call it, of at least 13 years.
Oh, tell me more. 13 years.
Should be waited, and this is 1 year after birth. So
that'll
figure about 14.
2019.
About
okay.
2019.
And what's going to happen if we don't wait till then?
Well, it says death, embolism to the heart.
How? By what?
Introducing nitrogen bubbles into the air system, into the pathogen system. That could go right to the heart. And then there's also an addendum here on Chapter 5. The only way this can be the only counteracted is copious amounts of oral performed on the male.
Oh, let's get going.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Again, not available in Braille. I'll keep the book. Okay. That's chapter. Let me read the title, chapter 6. Anal, A-OK.
Anal and me.
Yeah. That's chapter 6.
Oh, that's good.
And it keeps going. There's one on 3 ways. It's awesome. It's all good stuff. I just can't perform oral on you. Sorry, sweetie.
So, yes, there was one reported case of an air embolism introduced into the pelvic vein there through a high pressure of somebody blowing into that area. It's sort of somewhat of a myth. I'm not sure it's been substantiated. I have talked to gynecologists that claim it's possible, and it would be an air embolism to the lung. But it essentially, let's put it this way. On the Earth, approximately 4 billion people practice oral sex regularly. A number of cases that have had this problem, 1. All right.
You're fine.
Take your odds.
Well,
He's fine.
I had another question because you've been talking to women about that gush during sex.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that myself. Until I was pregnant, I was never able to have an orgasm. And now, as soon as, I'm penetrated, basically, I have an orgasm throughout the entire session, basically.
So you have multiple orgasms?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I'll have one long drawn out orgasm for about 5 minutes. It seems like it lasts. It gets so intense sometimes that I have to actually have my partner stop.
So you're having multiple orgasms just with no refractoriness. Do you have any ejaculation during that?
Yes, it gets so lubricated that we have to stop sometimes because we basically can't even feel anything. It's so lubricated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, you're making me sick. Rubbing it in.
But the fact is it highlights the profound anatomical and hormonal changes of pregnancy that can shift a woman from not having orgasm to being multiple orgasms.
Right.
I will predict that she'll be having orgasms into the future when she's not pregnant, but not quite so intensely as many.
All right, let's take ourselves a quick break. Boy, lots of orgasm calls tonight. Brianna?
Hi.
23?
Yes.
Can you name one aircraft? I'm gonna open it up to one military aircraft ever.
Oh God, I wasn't really listening. Something bomber.
A bomber.
That's a type of aircraft.
That's a description of a plane.
Now this is in any war in any era.
A manufacturer.
Currently, which would include current military aircraft.
I'm just not even interested.
I think that Brianna just summarized the issue up right there.
Right. Okay, hold on a second. Here's why chicks get paid less than guys. They're not interested in much stuff. Here's the thing about guys, for the most part. Are you ready, Drew?
Ready.
You ready for this?
Impart some wisdom on me.
Listen to this.
Lay it on me.
And don't just be politically correct. Understand what I'm saying. Guys are interested, for the most part, intelligent. And I'm going, these intelligent, or just guys in general. But for the most part, guys are interested in what's interesting.
Huh?
Women aren't interested in much, even if it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? They're interested in feelings, in family, in relationships.
Those are interesting.
In cats, in pets,
That's interesting.
in children. There's nothing really intrinsically interesting about a dog.
Mechanically interesting. Physically interesting.
Yes. I mean,
filling space, something that
there are things, mechanically interesting or just interesting. And I know I seem biased because I don't think my dog is interesting. I think my dog is cuddly, but it's not interesting.
Right.
Women are interested in the pet. Men are interested in things that are interesting.
Right.
This thing flies at the outer reaches of the stratosphere and goes 6,000 miles an hour and then comes back safely to land and has a 30-millimeter cannon in front of it. It's just interesting to guys. How the space shuttle lands in the same spot, even though it has no power, is interesting. It glides from outer space, essentially, and lands in the same spot in the desert every time. Or, if there's trouble, it'll land in, South America.
Yeah.
They'll somehow determine it when it's reorbiting, and it never has any power once it starts its glide slope. All that stuff to me is like super interesting. All that World War II stuff, but not just war stuff or aeronautical stuff, but just stuff. Women aren't interested in what's interesting. They're interested in relationships.
They aren't interested in stuff.
They're not interested in stuff, and that's why you guys get 75 cents to our dollar. And that's why you're not going to invent anything either, by the way, beside whiteout. I don't want to sound like I'm
They
bashing.
invented whiteout?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Okay. They ain't putting nothing in a wind tunnel.
For the most part.
For the most part. They put stuff in baskets. That's it. We put stuff in wind tunnels. You guys put stuff in baskets. Doesn't mean you're not better than we are.
Right. It's just different.
But if you want to know why you're getting the 75 cents, that's what it is. Because we're not going to work to hug the dog. We're going to the wind tunnel. Thank you.
Or throwing birds into...
We're shooting frozen chickens out of an air cannon into impeller blades.
Into jet engines.
Into jet engines.
Yeah.
That's
us.
That's us.
Yeah.
All right.
We just set a record for lateness.
Thank you. We, see?
We're into doing things.
We're interesting
things.
We'll take ourselves a quick break. We got a record for lateness. I'm going to crush it next break, by the way. Break my own record. Take a quick break. Be right back after this.
If you need help,
call LoveLine 1-800-LOVE-191.
Hey, everybody. LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. All right, Brianna. Where were we?
Yes.
23.
Yes.
All right. What's up?
I don't think I've ever been able to orgasm during oral sex, and
Do you
I'm
orgasm?
wondering-
Do you orgasm at all?
Boring.
yes.
One of the common
really?
one of the common things is a woman that's multi-orgasmic will not orgasm during oral sex. It feels irritating or uncomfortable.
Yes.
So are you multi-orgasmic?
No.
No, but you can have one with intercourse.
Yes.
But it feels irritating to you to have oral sex.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if it's just like the skill level or if it's like a trust issue.
Either or a possibility.
Oh.
All right. You okay? You have a boyfriend?
Yes, and it's for 2 years.
You don't sound thrilled with him.
No, I'm not.
We think that's the problem.
Well, that's it. Do you have any kids?
No.
All right.
Move along. Come on, break it down. What are you doing?
Cut bait. Why does cut bait mean leave?
It's fish or cut bait.
It's
I've been
fish or
hearing
cut
that
bait.
lately.
Right?
I don't know. It just gets to cut bait.
What does
You
that
get off
mean?
the pot.
I don't know.
Or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Get off the pot.
You guys need to cut bait. You need to break it up. You're not into him. It's been a couple of years. You met when you were 21. Now you're 23. That's fine. That's a long time.
That's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah. You don't have any
You
kids.
figured out this isn't the guy.
No baggage.
Good times.
You're not nuts about him. He's not going anywhere. What's he do for a living?
I work at a treatment center for multi-problems, drug, alcohol abuse, trauma, depression.
What's your job?
I'm a mental health tech.
Mental health worker. Okay.
What does he do, your boyfriend?
He works at Checker Auto Parts.
All right. Well, you're done. You're done. I know it's going to be hard to leave the free frame oil filters
Yeah.
and multi-grade oil behind, but this guy's a loser.
Do you work at the Meadows?
No.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. All right, Brianna. You're done with the guy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, all right.
We know we're right.
Yeah, listen, it's here's the problem.
It's tough. They don't know how to end it or when it's over when they're that age.
Well, here's the thing, too. There are plenty of guys, they don't do anything. They don't cheat. They don't beat the crap out of you. They don't have a problem with drugs or alcohol. So what do you do?
How do you justify leaving them?
Yeah, there'll be no more of this oral sex
problem.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean? I think women think they're bad people.
Yeah.
I just drew on your jeans,
Thank
by
you.
the way. Sorry.
Nice red pen. Very nice.
No, it's black. I think women think they're bad people if they break up with a guy that they're just...
Sometimes guys feel that way, yeah.
That just isn't flipping their cookie.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's why you date.
here's your reason. You don't need a reason. He ain't doing it for you.
That's why people don't get married the first, second, third, or fourth relationship they're in.
Yeah.
We got to kind of figure things out.
But, you have the ultimate reason, which is he ain't doing it.
Right.
I don't mean in bed. I just mean you ain't into it.
And by the way, prepare for the why. And the why is...
No answer.
Yeah.
But the ultimate answer. Because here's the thing. If you break up with someone because they're drinking too much or because they cheated on you or because whatever.
By the way, strangely, those are the relationships that never break up.
Right. Even if the guy punched you in the head, there at least is something to get over.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you guys should get back together, or there's a reason why you broke up. The ultimate, which is I just ain't into it anymore, that's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
There ain't no fixing that.
No coming
There's
back.
Nothing to change. And as a guy, you get a little more desperate, you try a little harder, and now you're aft. Know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
All right. Mindy.
I'd like to talk to him one more gusher before we're done tonight.
Can't she raise the... I don't want to talk to her.
She's been... Look at the whole...
Oh, okay. All right. Mindy?
Yeah.
21?
Yep.
Did I ask you about military aircraft yet?
Yeah. But my dad's in the Air Force, so I know other planes besides the World War II ones.
All right.
Which one?
The B-52 and the stealth bomber and all of those.
All right. That's good. And see, you ladies, there's a popular 80s band called the B-52.
So it's easy.
But I'm sure that didn't make any sense to most women. Hold on a second. Do you realize for the vast majority of female B-52 fans, they just thought B-52 was some random designation they must have been using? It's like...
Maybe remember UB40?
Yeah, which was
a form, like
a form for like welfare in the UK. Yeah. Mindy?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Good answer, by the way.
I have a question.
I have a little credit for UB40.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Well, they've probably been on the show, right?
Probably. That I can't recall. What's up, Mindy?
I'm having problems like getting interested in sex. Like my boyfriend and me, like I've been with 6 different guys. But the guy I'm with right now, he was a virgin when we first met, and we've been together almost 2 years. And even since from the beginning, like when I first lost my virginity, I just don't like it.
Don't like sex?
No. Like I have no urge to actually want to.
Is there any reason you'd be aversive to it? Like, did something bad happen to you growing up?
Not that I know of. All I know is a guy tried to rape me, but other than that...
How old were you when that happened?
I was 16. It was on my 16th birthday.
A lot of birthday raping going on, by the way. I'm old-fashioned. I would say, how about just getting her a nice poncho or maybe a backpack? But some people, they like to rape. Who was this guy?
He was an ex-boyfriend, and we dated, and we broke up, and he was like the head of the football team, and it was like, oh, hey, let's go out and ride bikes or something, and
like some militia or something. All right. How far you had sex with him before?
The guy I'm with now?
No, the guy who tried to rape you.
No, I was still a virgin.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, Drew. Okay, here are the possible answers. 1, this guy, you haven't met the right guy. Number 1.
Are you on any medications?
Yeah, I'm on 3.
Well, there's your problem.
What are they?
Detrol, LA. I have a bladder problem, and birth control, and then I'm on allergy medicine for seasonal allergies.
The birth control pill can shut you down a little bit, and the Detrol LA I find bizarre that a 21-year-old will be on a medication that's designed for people in their 70s. So why all the preoccupation about your pelvic functioning?
It's just getting it out of the way.
Unless you've been sexually abused at a younger age.
I haven't been sexually abused, though.
All right. Anyway.
Could my first boyfriend, he was really, really rough with me. Like, the first guy I had sex with, he was really rough with me about it. Could that be reason why?
It's not helping things. There's something's going on here, maybe.
Hold on a second. All right. Dad's in the service. And she's got a little girl voice.
A little bit. It's not that it's so much more of a... it's something else. I hear it, too. I don't know quite what that is.
I hear something, too.
And she has an abusive boyfriend. Physically rough boyfriend.
Mindy?
Yeah.
Your parents.
Yeah.
When did they get divorced?
No.
They didn't get divorced.
No, Dad's
All
a little rough.
Still together?
Yep.
Dad, does he drink a little bit?
A little bit.
Does he ever hit you or strike you?
Nope. Not at all.
Not at all.
How's your mom doing?
She's okay.
Hmm?
I don't have a really good relationship with her, but she's my mom.
Yeah. Why not? Why don't you have a good relationship with her?
They were really controlling when I was younger. I have a handicapped brother. And
Ooh.
I constantly kept taking care of him. It's almost like I raised him myself.
Okay, that is rough for a kid. That's tough for a kid growing up.
What do you have? What's his handicap?
He's multi-handicapped. They said he's not classified under anything. He has part autistic. He just has a hard time getting information back out. Like, he's really, really smart, but he can't, get the information out.
He has a brain disorder.
Probably.
All right, Smitty, that's rough. That's rough to be growing up being a parent when you're a child and you need to parent yourself.
Well, can he speak? Can he go to school?
Yeah, he went to school. He went to my school. I watched over him, and his first word was my name, and he potty trained when I potty trained, and everything like that. So.
All right. All right, but the fact is, you've had a rough go.
Yeah.
Birth control pill can further shut you down. There's plenty of reasons here that being close interpersonally can be a conflicted thing for you.
Maybe just got to get online too. What's he doing now? Junior college?
Who?
Teaching junior college.
Your brother.
My brother, he works where they have a plant or something like that, where handicapped children can go to have structure in their lives.
That's the North Pole, right?
Yeah, it's an elf.
All right. Oh, and he goes there.
Yeah.
Okay, and he works.
I'm up at college.
Good. Junior college?
No, I'm at a university.
Which one?
Huh?
Ohio University, where?
Wright State.
Wright State.
Yeah, for chemistry.
Nice.
Wow. All right.
Mindy, I have a feeling this kind of stuff's going to kind of work itself out. Be careful with that birth control pill. Maybe talk to a doctor about changing the type of pill. There might be things that sometimes the patch is a little less likely to cause this problem. Sometimes the lower dose estrogen makes things worse. Check it out. Talk to a doctor about that. But I think the interest is going to improve as you develop better relationships. You've had some sort of rocky relationship.
Yeah.
Focus on being somebody you really want to be with, who's a nice person, who really takes care of you, takes interest in you, appreciates you, and see if these things don't take care of themselves.
All right. Stop saving everyone. When we come back, we'll speak to 19-year-old Katie, who wants to know if anal sex will help her finally orgasm. Tried everything else, and I'll find out if she's heard of any military aircraft whatsoever. All that after this.
Hello? Who's this?
This is LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey! Yeah. It's LoveLine, everyone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. You ready to get to the phones, Drew?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk to Katie. Katie.
Yeah.
You're 19?
Yes, I am.
Any name of any military aircraft from World War II?
I have a couple, a P-51 Mustang, a P-40, a P-38, and a B-52 bomber.
Wow.
Been on the web.
Somebody's been online.
No, really, I haven't.
All right.
What's your question?
You just knew all those?
Yeah.
How?
I remembered from history class.
No way.
No. No one talked about a P-38 in history class.
Liar, whore, you know it.
What's a P-38 look? What's it look like?
Adam.
Corolla.
Corolla. Yeah.
No, you know what it should be? It should be Adam's Corona.
All right, now you're high.
Yeah, now this is a bogus call.
All right. Now you have a boy. There's a man somewhere nearby?
Yeah.
Put him on the line.
Put him on.
Hello?
Hello. You fed Katie those airplanes?
And the bogus call, too.
And the bogus call or just the airplanes?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
All right.
Well done. Yes.
All right.
You only called to say Adam's Corona.
Thank you.
All right, well done. Well done.
See,
thank you for complying with the Geneva Convention
if
at
there's
LoveLine.
actual information, there's got to be a guy nearby. There's no way.
Also, the bogus call, Gene, is not in a
and
19-year-old.
I learned about the P-38 in history class. All right,
here we go. Here we go.
Look, all I'm saying is this, and this is, I'm a product of the LA Unified School District. We didn't learn jack about ass, about nothing. Just a bunch of making Pillsbury popovers and working with clay and a bunch of just warehousing. How come there's almost no good World War II history whatsoever in history class, at least when I was going to high school? It was almost sort of like, I don't know, they talked a little Civil War because that had some implications involving slavery and some emancipation, some stuff like that, but no good World War II stuff. By the way, something 16-year-old kid could have sank his teeth into.
I had a class on World War I an entire semester.
Really? Oh, that's because you went to a real school. And World War I was kind of boring, though.
Yeah.
World War II, though.
I know.
Could have showed a little footage, a little victory at sea, showed a few of the airplanes.
Yeah, we didn't have the Hitler channel then. You got to remember.
Yeah, that's true. Jacob?
Yes, sir.
24?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Question about girlfriend spooging.
She ejaculates?
Extremely large amounts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll be in, like, missionary.
Mm-hmm.
And legs down, whatnot, it's okay, doggy style, whatever, it's okay. But when she hikes her legs up over my shoulder, it's, like, out of control.
Then she ejaculates a lot.
Yeah, like, large amounts.
Okay.
So I was wondering if there was some sort of, like, stimulation that, like, I mean,
Well, clearly there's something different going on, right?
Well, yeah, and I was looking for your opinion because, you're the physician. So, I mean, is there some sort of stimulation?
Yeah, Drew.
Yes, there's some sort of stimulation.
In that position?
Right. Speaking of stimulating.
The point is,
not stimulating.
I know. The women that have this experience, this talent, will describe that sometimes certain positions stimulate more than others. It's pushing on a certain glandular or causing more intense orgasm. It's different for different women. It's not as though there's a specific spot that in each woman, if you can just find, it will cause this to happen. In some women, there is a spot. In some women, there isn't. In some women, there is sometimes.
Let's take a break. I'm thinking about that P-38 Lightning. It's a hot airplane. Sarah?
Yeah.
Sorry, baby. We got to go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, but thank you. We're going to take you first tomorrow night, all right?
All right, cool.
Don't hang up on Sarah. Get her number. We'll take her first tomorrow night. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
There you go, everybody. Another fabulous LoveLine episode. Deep 9 is the Navy calls it. We'll take ourselves a little 22-hour extendo break. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo. You go dry hump some tofu, would you?
Okay.
This has been LoveLine. LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Annie Gold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.